In 2025 alone, 171 companies have laid off approximately 80,250 employees. This isn't just a few bad apples. It's a widespread trend affecting businesses of all sizes. Looking at tech companies specifically, 413 layoffs have impacted 96,861 people so far in 2025. That breaks down to an average of 489 people losing their jobs every single day. Imagine that, nearly 500 people every single day. It's a harsh reality. Overall, more than 100,000 individuals have been laid off this year. Intel leads this unfortunate list, having slashed over 12,000 positions across the globe. Microsoft, another tech giant, isn't far behind, laying off approximately 10,000 personnel. That's nearly 3% of their entire workforce. For companies of this size, those numbers sting. But here's the part that often gets missed in the headlines. AI has been a significant driver of these layoffs. Over 78,000 tech layoffs have been directly linked to artificial intelligence, averaging 491 daily. Yes, you heard that right. AI alone is responsible for a huge chunk of these job losses. More than 10,000 job cuts in the US in 2025 are directly linked to automation, which in a lot of cases means AI. Companies like Microsoft and IBM are actively automating roles in HR, engineering, and even entry-level positions. This isn't just about cutting costs, it's about reshaping the workforce with faster, more efficient AI tools. So, with all these grim numbers, is tech work actually in decline? The answer, like most things in life, isn't a simple yes or no. It's more nuanced. What we're seeing is less of an outright decline and more of a major transformation. Here's some evidence of the market challenges. Nearly half of the net decline in tech postings between their peak and July 2025 occurred even before the public release of ChatGPT-3 in late 2022. This tells us that some of the cooling off in the market was already happening, not just a sudden shock from AI. The supply of tech candidates has also outpaced demand, which naturally slows down salary growth. Basic economics, right? Too many people for too few jobs means less bidding up wages. But don't let those facts paint a complete picture of doom and gloom. We also have strong evidence of continued demand in the tech sector, just for different skills. 58% of tech leaders plan to hire for new full-time roles. That's more than half of the industry leadership still looking to expand their teams. And 65% of tech leaders are increasing their use of contract talent in the second half of 2025. This points to a more flexible workforce model, driven by project-based needs and rapid scaling. Technology hiring trends in 2025 show that candidates really value exposure to AI and machine learning projects. If you've got those skills, you're not just employed, you're highly sought after. The key insight here is that the tech sector is undergoing a skill shift, not a wholesale decline. Those with specialized skill sets, especially in areas like AI, cybersecurity, and data analysis, will find themselves with plenty of appealing opportunities. These are the new hot commodities in the job market, the rock stars of the tech world. Meanwhile, more traditional roles, the ones that are easily automated, are indeed being phased out. It's a tough pill to swallow if you're in one of those roles, but it's the reality of technological progress. The layoffs we're seeing are driven less by reduced demand for tech services overall and more by AI-induced automation and workforce optimization. Companies aren't just blindly cutting, they're strategically re-evaluating where they need human talent. They're cutting certain roles while simultaneously seeking talent in emerging areas. Think of it like a gardener pruning a plant. They cut back some branches so that others can grow stronger and bear more fruit. So, what does this mean for you? If you're in tech, or thinking of getting into it, pay attention. The message is clear: adapt or get left behind. Invest in skills that AI can't easily replicate, at least not yet. That means leading into areas like creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, and anything that requires truly human intuition and empathy. The tech industry isn't dying, it's evolving. It's shedding its old skin and growing into something new. The future of tech is bright, but it looks a bit different than the past. So, don't just passively watch the headlines. Understand the bigger forces at play. The layoffs are real, the challenges are real, but so is the continued innovation and demand in new areas. This whole scenario is a perfect example of creative destruction at work. Old structures are being broken down to make way for new, more efficient ones. The skills needed are shifting, and those who adapt will thrive. Remember, the tech sector is dynamic. It's always changing, always adapting. These current shifts, while painful for many, are part of that ongoing evolution. The takeaway? Don't panic, but do prepare. Upskill, reskill, and stay curious about where the next opportunities will arise. The tech world isn't shrinking, it's simply rearranging its furniture. For example, while Intel is cutting thousands, they are also investing heavily in new chip technologies for AI. They are scaling down in one area to scale up in another. Microsoft, too, is pouring resources into its AI initiatives, like Copilot, which automates tasks for users. These tools are revolutionary, but they also reduce the need for human hands in certain processes. The rise of automation through AI isn't just a tech trend, it's changing the very fabric of how businesses operate. It enables companies to do more with less, which is attractive from a business perspective, but it also creates a challenge for the traditional workforce. The focus is now squarely on innovation at the bleeding edge of technology. This means roles that facilitate or directly contribute to that innovation are highly valued. Think about it. If AI can write basic code, then your value increases if you can design the whole system or troubleshoot complex AI models. If AI can analyze data, then your skill lies in interpreting that analysis and making strategic decisions. It's about moving up the value chain. So keep an eye on what AI is doing and then think about what humans do best that AI can't. That's your competitive edge. For instance, cybersecurity is booming because as more systems are automated and connected, the threat surface expands. You need human minds to stay ahead of the bad actors. Data analysis requires critical thinking to interpret complex data sets and turn them into actionable insights. AI can crunch numbers, but can it truly understand nuance and context like a human? Not yet. Maybe never. It's about embracing continuous learning. The half-life of skills in tech is shrinking rapidly. What was cutting edge yesterday might be obsolete tomorrow. The winners in this new landscape will be the lifelong learners, the ones who aren't afraid to reinvent themselves. In summary, the tech industry is indeed undergoing significant shift characterized by substantial layoffs. However, it's not a sign of the industry's death, but rather its evolution, largely driven by the pervasive force of AI. While traditional roles face automation, demand for specialized skills in emerging fields remains robust. The true state of tech is a complex picture of challenges and opportunities. If you're still wondering whether to future-proof your career, the answer is a resounding yes. The tech world will continue to be a place of immense innovation and opportunity as long as you're willing to ride the waves of change. And remember, human creativity and problem solving will always be invaluable. The robots aren't taking over everything, just the things we probably didn't want to do anyway. For more insights into the ever-changing tech landscape, check out our next video right here. Don't just adapt, thrive. Did you know that many companies are using AI to predict skills needed in 2 to 3 years? This means they are already preparing for what's next, even if it causes short-term disruption. It's a proactive approach to staying competitive in a rapidly changing market. The focus is less on maintaining the status quo and more on pioneering the future. The era of stable, unchanging tech jobs might be over, replaced by a dynamic landscape of continuous learning and adaptation. Are you ready to pivot with the industry? Because the tech world isn't waiting for anyone. The demand for tech services overall is still present, possibly even growing. Just think about how much you rely on apps and online services every day. That reliance isn't going away. It's simply requiring a different kind of tech worker to build and maintain it. This is a story of evolution, not extinction. So, instead of fearing the robots, learn how to work with them, and even better, how to build them. It's about augmented human intelligence, not replaced human intelligence. This might sound scary, but it's also incredibly exciting. Imagine a world where mundane tasks are handled by AI, freeing up humans for more creative and strategic work. That's the promise of this transformation. It's a bumpy road, for sure, but the destination looks promising, and it all hinges on your ability to learn and embrace the new. So, which side of the transformation will you be on? The one clinging to outdated skills, or the one riding the wave of innovation? The choice is yours, and remember, staying informed is half the battle. The more you know about these shifts, the better equipped you'll be. Many major tech hubs are already seeing a rise in specialized bootcamps for AI and machine learning. It's a clear signal of where the industry is heading. These aren't just fads, they're fundamental shifts, and the companies making the cuts are often the ones investing the most in these very technologies. It's a tough but necessary pivot for them to remain competitive. So, what's your plan to stay relevant? Are you learning even one new skill related to AI or data? It could make all the difference. And remember to keep an eye on job boards for those AI, cybersecurity, and data analysis roles. That's where the growth is plain and clear. The tech world is not declining, it's just becoming more specialized and intelligent. Stay curious, stay flexible, and stay informed. That's how you win in this new tech frontier. The companies cutting jobs and the ones hiring for new roles are often the same. They're just rebalancing their talent portfolio. This means there's always an opportunity to align your skills with where the puck is going. It's not about being afraid of technology, but about learning to play nicely with it, because it's not going anywhere. In fact, it's just getting started. Think of it as the ultimate upgrade for humanity itself. What new skill are you going to tackle first? Are you going to dive into the world of AI or try your hand at cybersecurity? The opportunities are vast, and the rewards for those who adapt are even greater. It's a fascinating time to be in tech, or to be watching it evolve. So keep learning, keep adapting, and stay ahead of the curve. Because the tech industry is not in decline, it's just becoming smarter. And that's a good thing for everyone. Unless you're a robot, then you might want to watch your back. Just kidding mostly. For more deep dives into big topics, make sure to check out our next video. You won't want to miss it. Click here to watch.